Ladies and gentlemen, now after feeling a little bit burned out by the heatwave sale, I was feeling a bit grumpy today. Going into the July live stream, I was like, oh, okay, what have Kabam got? Is there going to be something that cheers me up a little bit? And to my surprise, actually, there are quite a few announcements for July content, August content. I was like, oh, okay, that sounds like pretty cool. I like that they're doing like very different things. There's a lot of things I want to see, a lot of things I'm actually really excited for. And going in a bit negative, I came out actually feeling like very positive about the next couple of months for like actually having good things to play in the game and things to look forward to. So yeah, I wanted to do a recap of this live stream and stuff that I really like the look of. So the first thing is we've kind of got like this card game style 2-star gauntlet where we're all gonna get, it's just over 50 fully maxed out 2-star characters, and you kind of like load them up in this deck. And then you get the ability to swap them out, but the goal of this is to get like, you know, matching elements so that you get a score multiplier. So here you can see they're kind of like ditching some of these so that they can re-roll them, and then based on the setup you have there, again, even explaining it, man, it's a little bit complex, but I think, you know, when you play this mode, it's going to be a bit more apparent. You've just got to get like a matching hand, kind of like in cards, and that affects your score multiplier. And then based on that, you're going to get increased points, and these are all reflective and contribute toward your points on the leaderboard. So this is like kind of just a very different game mode for Marvel Contest of Champions. They've been very generous with the top 200 rewards. It's like a 7-star copy of a brand new character, High Evolutionary. I do think like this event seems to turn into like who can spend the most amount of stamina, right? And it kind of gets to a point like if you're a big blubbery whale, do you even care about this event? Because you can just buy the high evolutionary crystals, you got the 7-star guaranteed. So I think there's going to be some interesting dynamics in this one. Yeah, there's just a lot of things potentially in play here, but I think, you know, to get the 7-star, it's going to be an amount of units burned to a certain extent, but even the milestone rewards, like, they look pretty interesting. It's set up for a 3-week period. So yeah, I'm just really looking forward to an event that's focused on, like, you know, 2-star characters, just doing something like very different, very creative there. So yeah, this one seems very fun and very enjoyable. And hopefully it's good, man. Hopefully it is good and hits a certain benchmark there. Then also they got fantastic Force incursions, so these are July 9th, which I believe is going to be the patch day, to August 5th. So this is like Saga Champions, 15 Incursion Zone, and you also have Defenders, I believe limited to Cosmic and Science Champions. So yeah, I think Incursions is a cool game mode. I think doing more kind of restrictions to like tailor the experience toward players is better than the random clown fiesta, you know, you previously used to have, where it's like, okay, if you want to get to like a deep zone, it's like use Hercules or Aegon, and anybody else is like pretty much not going to work. So yeah, I think the Saga incursions are cool. The last round was pretty damn fun. And then we've got the Alliance War Encounter Showcase. I think these can either be a little bit annoying or like a pretty fun time, just depending on the fights and what there is. But I did enjoy the last one, and this has like a bit of tier 7 basic as well, so that's not too bad there. We got raid month as well. I'm actually looking forward to this. I didn't realize there were going to be like free raid tickets given out until I saw them in game the other day, so just seeing that actually significantly increased my enjoyment and excitement for raids, because, you know, I've done a few raids videos on this channel. I do quite enjoy raids. You'll probably know this if you watch the channel. We've done a few videos this year playing like Iron Man and Silk. This is new raid bosses every week, but the first week is going to be the current rotation, so more of the mystic ones of Annihilus and Gentle. And yeah, I'm curious to see what some of the bosses are, but, you know, a full month of raid rewards is a pretty big W. I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully we can get the what is it? Just the units, man. Just want to high roll the units, or maybe Awaken or Ultron. I think that'd be pretty nice. There's also Valiant Event Quest version 3. So this is a 3-champion team, begins with a boss fight. each quest has a specific class restriction, required a full team choice node swaps, multiple scaling boss fights per quest, and fights are pulled from the Thronebreaker EQ. So yeah, it seems like it's a completely new version of Valiant Event Quest. We're gonna see exactly what some of these restrictions are maybe like. I don't mind the current version. I think it is a little bit long, so I hope this is kind of, shorter and just more interesting in terms of the fights, without being like too specific and too like kind of niche and random, like some of the requirements in Wheel of Fate. So I'm interested to see what they do there. That seems potentially good. And then we got Future Foundation, weekly objectives. This is kind of like the side thing. And then they did spotlights on the new characters. I'm really excited for the Maker, dude. The Maker looks like an absolute banger. So yeah, we'll dive a bit more into that next month. But this month's characters have been really, really good. Like Carolina and Nico are pretty awesome. Now, this is one thing actually that caught me a little bit off guard. I knew the Patriot buff and the MODOK buffs would come in. I did not know about the Yondu buff. And dude, I am so stoked. Yondu has just been one of those characters that, you know, he just fell flat initially. And then he got buffed, you know, I think it was like a couple of years back now. And it still just did not hit the mark. So to see him get like another tune-up, I'm really excited for. I hope there's some really good things in this. You know, Gamora, one of my favorite characters. Like, she is probably like the most buffed character in the history of characters. And eventually they got there. Eventually they made Gamora a banger. So yeah, Yondu, I have a level of hope for. And this is going to be happening in August. So this isn't going to be in July. We've still got to wait like a month and a bit. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this one. And to be fair, the MODOK buff as well. I think this is going to be interesting. Like, MODOK's such a derpy character to play, but I love that they're utilizing these characters with, like, kind of unique play styles and animations and models, especially MODOK. So yeah, I really just hope that MODOK, like, isn't a defensive-focused buff, and it's just focused on, like, making him a fun attacker and character to play. But yeah, maybe the hopes are too high for that one. We're certainly going to have to see there. And yeah, they're just going through updates. There's stuff talking about the little leagues of Battlegrounds, so I'm kind of curious to see what that is. I think it was glossed over like quite quickly in the live stream. We got the side event quest. We got this kind of like new event quest Elder difficulty that is going to be based on the Summoner's top 30 prestige. So the rewards and challenge are based on the sum total of all 30 of your most powerful characters added together. So I'm curious to see how they're going to do this with the rewards and milestones for this one. Because yeah, this is interesting. I think they're going to have very savage cutoffs. Obviously, this is an area they're targeting for that kind of like you know, Battlegrounds, 30 characters. You've got to have like really just absolutely decked out. You want the rank 4 Sig 200. So I'm curious to see how like soft or hard the requirements are to get very good rewards for this. And like how specific the scaling is as well. So yeah, this one is like really hard to comment on without seeing the numbers. But this could be good. It could be really savage. So yeah, we'll have to see. Now, this is something I'm really interested to see. Solo raids coming in August. So yeah, this is starting. They've got the raid test map in progress here. I don't know if this is going to be like a permanent feature or kind of a one-off, or is it like outside? Is it like Alliance War Showcase, right, where it's kind of an event outside of the system? So yeah, I think this is potentially interesting. I'm curious to see what the damage cap is though in solo raids, and also like how many bosses as well. Is it just going to be one boss? Do you have the 12% damage cap? Is it a bit more of like a training ground for raids? Because I kind of want like, dude, if solo raids could have no damage cap, that would be amazing. Like that would be so good. So you can just go to town and, you know, it's like playing my Iron Man, right? On these 5-minute fights, I'm getting ramped up in like the first like 45 seconds, and then I'm absolutely cooking. But 15 seconds later, I'm at the damage cap, and it's like, oh, okay, I've just got to, go in again. So I'm hoping, yeah, there's going to be no damage cap, and we can just go crazy in these. But also, I'm like, how do the revives work in this as well? This is one thing, actually, maybe I should be a bit more skeptical about. Is it going to be like spend 7 regular revives to get through this boss? Because that would suck. Yeah, or is it going to be like overlapping revives of the raids? So you got to choose one or another. I'm just curious to see how they pull this one off, because this could be a W, could be an L, depending on how restrictive it is there as well. There's also going to be a daily quest rework there as well. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. Mysterian update, finally, man. That one is, yeah, super out of date there. Weekly Alliance super event. So you're going to see what happens on that one. The Sigil update. Yeah, more things if you are buying the Battle Pass there. And I think probably the most controversial thing about today's announcement is the Statcast relics. So there are 2 types of relics now. The original relics, which came out, I think nearly 3 years ago now. The Battlecast relics are going to be different from the Statcast relics, meaning that if you saved up shards, if you saved up crystals from the original relic crystals, because I think a lot of us are probably sitting on a mountain of relic crystals, none of the new relics will be inside the old crystal. You'll have to get these new Statcast relic crystals, and these ones, instead of having secondary effects, are going to be focused on some sort of primary stat. So here we can see this one, I believe, is like crit damage rating here. So these are going to be new types of relics. The upgrade items for the previous relics do work on this one, though. I think they've got some new yeah, information on this. So existing alloys, rank up gems. The upgrade stuff works on the new ones, but it's just how you obtain them is going to be a different method. And they're going to be only available in 5 to 7 star rarities. And there's going to be 60 of these relics per rarity. So that's pretty huge. 180 new relics coming in. Personally, I'm very excited about the idea of more relics, because relics are so scarce at the moment, and it's very annoying to swap them around. I don't know how I feel about the degree of stats on these relics and how powerful they are, and I feel like it's a little bit hard to judge until they're in the game. So yeah, waiting to see on that one, and the fact that they're in a completely different crystal. Kabam, they want to make money on relics. They have not been making money on relics whatsoever. They've been actively losing a lot of money on relics, because relics have made the game a lot easier. And there are so many scenarios. I've had this on my main account, especially on my free-to-play during progression, where I would have died, but the striker saves me. So yeah, I think they're really trying to push some monetization and demand for relics here. And I would maybe assume that this also folds into how they will balance the event quest. If let's say, the new scaling event quest Elder difficulty with these rewards is a top 30 snapshot of your prestige. I don't know if relics are going to be included in that snapshot as well. I'm going to assume yes as well. And these 7-star relics are going to give you, I would imagine, some pretty big prestige on top of that. So yeah, I'm curious to see how everything is going to come together with this. But basically, if you're whale out there, son, you get milked. You're about to be majorly milked by the system here. So we're gonna see what happens. But yeah, I think that's the thing. And also on top of that, we've got the Rebirth event, which is another Legends Selector pool featuring 6 characters. So this is a debut of 6 new 7-star champions. There's going to be a 7-hour crystals. We love those 7-hour Legends crystals. They're really good. Act 8 Crucible, solo objectives, login calendar, celebration arena. And let's have a look at these characters, because I feel like, you know, we did that, like, what is it, forgotten characters video, and it's literally like half of them here. You know, 7-star Voodoo, Cull Obsidian, Night Thrasher, Anti-Venom, Sabretooth, Vision. This is an interesting lineup. I'm curious to see, because usually with this type of event, there's at least access to one of these characters. So yeah, if I can get 7-star Cull Obsidian free to play, I'd be pretty happy about that. But yeah, I'm curious to see, because with the Legends ones, right, these characters historically, and this one may be different, have come into the 7-star crystal very quickly. So just, you know, filling out that base pool, and there's a lot of characters here I'd actually be very happy to see as a 7-star just out of the basic. So yeah, I like this one. I think the Sabretooth's actually going to be a little bit interesting as well. I'm looking at all these characters. They all have something that they could do, or just be very fun to play in, like, the right scenario. So yeah, this lineup's cool. I don't think they're going to be gated for too long, and hopefully this event is going to be generous enough to help earn some of these for free. So yeah, and then we've also got a little teaser on Doombots as well. Stay tuned for more info coming soon. Something related to the August event, I would imagine there. And then we also had a little bit of a preview at the Summoner's Choice, Mr. Knight, who is looking like a bit of a banger. I noticed they're going to show his... he's still very early in development, right? So the animations, the VFX, the model, just everything. It's not polished. It's not clean. You can see, like, there's no, like, icon or PFP here. So this is very early. But having that sleep ability is pretty interesting. Kind of gives him, like Mantis vibes, but a bit of a different rotation coming off of that special too. And yeah, you could be able to do potentially some very interesting combos. You know, you're throwing out that combo, get the sleep on the special 2, follow up with another combo, bring in the relic, bring in the striker. So yeah, we're going to have to see, but he's a Summoner's Choice character, and generally they do very, very well with those characters. So overall, I left this stream feeling quite excited. I think there's a lot of good stuff coming to Marvel Contest of Champions. A lot of events, a lot of content I'm looking forward to playing. So yeah, just a bit of a positive amongst, like, a bit of a shaky week on the Friday event. Am I going to now open my game and spend all my units for Human Torch? No, I'm still going to be passing this event entirely and saving for, you know, when I feel like the game's in a bit of a better spot. But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that seems like it's moving toward the direction of just making, like, fun things that I want to play, that allows me to kind of use different and weird characters. So yeah, I'm looking forward to a few things that are coming. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts on this live stream. How are you currently feeling about everything announced? I know there's a lot to digest. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. Take care, and I hope that you have an absolutely fantastic day.